I shouldn't get my hopes up high. The Rock image in the background. Honestly, I didn't even notice that on Monday Night Raw. That's how impossible it looks to me. Isn't The Rock skinny now? Like, isn't that just simply impossible? By The Rock standards, he's just Unk Dwayne right now. The cool Unk. The Rock was so entertaining a couple of years ago that now people are just using trucks to be like, well, maybe he's coming back. Maybe he's coming back, you're telling me there's a chance. Well, people, I know where you're coming from, obviously, I'm just joking around. Back during that WrestleMania 40 build, I mean, it did have some significance. You might say, well, Stone Cold Steve Austin didn't necessarily show up at WrestleMania 40, but he was replaced by The Undertaker, so maybe WWE are doing some foreshadowing. I have no idea. But when it comes to The Rock, I feel like people, it's time to just kinda let it go. It's not happening. Unfortunately, he's not showing up for LA Knight, he's not showing up for Roman Reigns, and he's definitely not talking to Randy Orton. But people, welcome back to another Reddit video. Monday Night Raw just happened, so let's see what y'all got. And also, I'm gonna be checking out other Reddits because y'all, again, didn't go to work enough. I need these 10-minute videos, so make sure to join the obviously post, because posting on the Great One subreddit is a work, but it doesn't pay. Also join the Great One's call to subscribe. Who is better in the ring? AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho in the ring. Not that it's the most important thing in my honest opinion. I think in general, the man who had the greatest matches, I would like to say AJ Styles. I would like to say Kurt Angle. I sure as hell would like to say Chris Jericho. There's a reason why you put all of these people right here. I think it's Shawn Michaels. I think if I would have to objectively say who is the greatest professional wrestler, all in, it is probably Shawn Michaels, isn't he? I think so, right? Dean Ambrose mentioned, when was the last time Ambrose aka Moxley was name dropped on WWE?
Oh, there was Dean Ambrose, but no.
Got a pop. Got a big pop. I hate that t-shirt. Fab 5 times a day. Yeah, it's been a while, people. I would like to make a video about Dean Ambrose. I'm doing a lot of revisiting videos lately, so Dean Ambrose's WWE career is something I would definitely like to revisit. The good, the bad, why he failed, all of that stuff. I like when WWE are doing this because under Vince McMahon, he would get suspended and fired. Now, this is something you definitely don't do. The people who left the WWE, unless they're on Legends contracts, they're gone. They don't even exist. I'm pretty sure WWE owns that name. Well, that actually does make sense. He didn't say Moxley, but that's not what I'm trying to tell you. They don't really like to mention people who are no longer in the company unless they're like legends of the WWE. Seth Rollins and John Cena mentioned him before. Well, when it comes to Seth Rollins, that just kind of makes sense. You can't really have Seth Rollins being in the WWE for almost, 2 decades now? I don't even know. And not mention one of the biggest parts of his career. Time to go. Oppa! Yes! 5-minute break. I will be back. That is a one beautiful man right here. That is a one beautiful man right here. Got all the tribal tattoos, sleeves, and it still works. He's Randy Orton. My Lord and Savior, the Great One. When are you going to start playing Wrestling Empire? You asked really nicely, my Lord and Savior. Yes, I am those things. Might as well join the call, join the Great One's call, subscribe if you already didn't. This is the second channel. People, I wanna, quite frankly, right now I don't have a lot of time because I'm posting 2 videos a day on both channels. That's literally all I'm doing. I wake up, if there's Raw, I watch Raw, record a video, edit that, edit the Reddit video, and I sleep. That's literally pretty much all I do with an hour break here and there. It depends on what kind of video we want to see because it's YouTube. I hate what YouTube is right now in 2026, but starting a series just simply doesn't work. If you want me to visit this game, play it, I sure as hell can. I can even play the general manager mode in that for 1 episode. Starting a series is definitely not a good idea nowadays. Random episode of Raw in 2007. Back then, missing an episode of Raw felt hard. Now I don't remember when was the last time I watched a full episode of Raw. Well, this is just one example. Let's be fair. Not every episode had John Cena versus The Undertaker. I'm pretty sure this match ended in some kind of a disqualification. You know, since I watched WrestleMania 34 and made a video, I felt like this is the first time they faced, but it seems like they faced before. I like doing these videos where I visit random episodes of Raw, so this is something I would definitely like to visit. going in. Have no idea what happened. One Google, one check the comments. Would really love to see how this match ended. What was this episode of Raw? These are my favorite videos to make. Reigns not mentioning Larry is not a big deal at all. Why is it me? Why did you put 2016 the Great One in this picture? If he came back the week after Punk mentioning his father saying, well, I'm going to bury you with Larry. He is the small dog while I am the big dog. Ooh, that would make him look weak, as it would have looked like Punk had gotten into his head that whole promo. Yes, we kinda talked about it way too much, and I hate repeating myself, but it always pops up. Yeah, it wouldn't be that effective in the first place. How do you even get to that? It's the same thing. You're repeating exactly what CM Punk kinda said. But again, saying you're old, LOL, wasn't effective either. Threat to WrestleMania, the only way to save WWE before WrestleMania.
Triple H had been handcuffed. Apparently he's being arrested. I mean,
Bye-bye,
right
Triple H. Vince McMahon is back. Bra and panties, goddammit. We're bringing bra. We're bringing panties to WrestleMania. This is funny. This is funny. Well, Triple H is gone. He's gonna be arrested and WrestleMania has no booker right now. JR. Puppies! Kinda miss that commentary, man. I really miss that commentary. I know people probably hate it, but you know, we're always going to be biased. The shit you grew up with is always going to be the best. Like, people are saying, wow, WWE was so bad in 2008. But this is when my friends watched it, I watched it, you know. It was cool, man. I don't care. We had nothing to compare it to. We didn't watch the Attitude Era. I must say, between these two, they've been giving great promos with one issue. Who do you root for since they're both likable badasses? Yeah, it's really hard to kind of decide who should win this match. I'm okay with either scenario as long as the match is good and maybe the twist. If the twist is interesting enough. If Roman Reigns is gonna show up. You know, all these questions. Who's to say this rivalry is ending right after Mania? Maybe it's gonna be so good WWE might revisit it at SummerSlam or before. It just depends on how committed Roman Reigns is to the WWE right now, because like I've been telling you, Raw without the World Championship, especially after me revisiting so many past WrestleManias, talking about how Brock was Universal Champion and he wasn't on Raw. Trust me, it's not good. You know, a major show needs the world title. We're invading different subreddits now. This is an almost 50-year-old man. How is he still getting bigger? Just look at his... Again, I've said this in my previous... Are we that naive? Are we that... I'm not even shaming, you know. Good on you. I'm just saying, naturally, you can't produce that amount of testosterone at 50 years old. So, again, just an hour of research would give you most of the answers. I actually like Yeet and Jey Uso's theme song. Here I said it. Yeah, it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I like pizza, but people, you know what happens when you eat a lot of pizza? When you're on that pizza diet, boom, this is what you get. Eating is good, it's part of his character, it's all fine. But when you have Brock Lesnar getting eliminated and the camera is on the... That's the issue. That is the issue. On this day in 2021, Alexa Bliss defeated Randy Orton. Looks like Orton won to me. What am I supposed to say? 2,000 upvotes. Wrestling fans be horny. This is wild. This is wild. Focus, focus, Randy. Focus. You know, the fact that there is no people in the arena certainly doesn't help. JBL has been enjoying his retirement, lol. Yes, this is the great one in 2020. 21, 22, 19, 18. Food be good, man. Food be good. It's also interesting. I got real fat when I started, you know, living with my wife. And you just don't notice that. One day you're like, holy shit, I'm fat. Man, I was at like 83 kilograms. 182 pounds. That sounds a lot. Now I weigh 67 kilograms. 147 pounds. Still sounds like you're about to introduce me as a wrestler. Not gonna lie, this looks like AI. Is that actually legit? The man's been enjoying life. Triple H championship picture. This is so funny because I've seen a comparison where, well, Triple H always does this shit, right? And in other pictures, he ain't smiling. So he's like, people think I hate R-Truth. I don't hate R-Truth. Or he's just smiling for Damien. Big fan of Damien, this guy. Big fan of Damien. Big fan enough to be like, Damien, world champion. Yes, LA Knight, no. You're kidding me? Same age, by the way. Damien and LA Knight are the same age. I'm just yapping at this point. I'm happy for him. I'm happy. Just like I've said, good for babyface Damien. What else is he going to do? R-Truth deserved it after that pop he got, you know, when he came back after, you know, People hated the fact that he got fired in the first place. And obviously Damien will turn on R-Truth and start a new character perhaps. This is just all positives, people. Hot take, if you're getting cheered as a heel, that doesn't mean it's a failed heel turn. It just means the heel is over. There's a key difference. So we see Randy Orton. You know, nowadays that's probably the case. Back in the day, I don't know, since people still kind of believed it, but now people are just kind of appreciating the heel work, and there's a big difference. You know, let's be completely honest. Maybe there are some examples where it contradicts what I'm about to say, but for the most part, it's just fans showing appreciation. Sometimes you do wish the fans would play along. You know, they kind of do play along with MJF anyway. So, I don't know. I feel like that's really the case. People are just kind of too into wrestling. They know what's going on, so they just appreciate whatever is happening. So John Cena, yeah, people were excited for a heel John Cena, obviously. Trick Williams, they love Trick Williams. He wasn't a part of WWE roster long enough to kind of get a different reaction. People just like him, that's it. Dominic Mysterio, yeah, at WrestleMania the reaction was different because people for the most part played along. That was the fun thing to do, to boo Dominic Mysterio. How loud can we actually get? Remember that? They're not doing it anymore. And at WrestleMania, they stopped pretending and were actually happy for Dominic Mysterio. Yeah, I kinda agree with this take. But people, that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe if you already didn't. Love making these Reddit videos. What else would you like to see on the channel? What else? Hot takes? Would you gaming videos? Let me know in the comments below, and of course, subscribe. Thank you.